is thv11.
Wow, we're talking cooking out here in the garden with Sarah Baxter from Arkansas Game and Fish Commission, and you don't want to know what we're talking about, so we'll move on to the subject matter today.
Today is Bird of the Week, and as Tom said, Sarah's joining us, and this week's Bird of the Week is the warbler.
Yes, so there actually are a lot of different kinds of warblers, and I just wanted to do warblers this week because it is migration, and these guys are coming through heavy, and a lot of them are only here for like a couple of weeks a year, so I wanted them all to have their day.
And you called it when you sent me, because Sarah tells me what we're going to talk about. She called it Warbler Madness, and that's what I called it on there. I was like, and because there's all different types. Why are there, like, there's the Kentucky, there's the Tennessee, why is that?
Well, with the Tennessee and the Nashville both, the person who first described it scientifically saw them for the first time in Nashville and in Tennessee. They don't actually breed there or spend much time there, but they were on their way through migrating north, just like most of these guys in these pictures that we're showing y'all.
I like that one, the orange crown.
I like the one that looked like a bluebird, the northern parula.
Right.
So that one's so pretty.
Warblers are really colorful little critters. There are about 36 different species of warbler that have been spotted in the state of Arkansas. And as you can see, most of them have some yellow somewhere on their body. And they're really small little birds, about 4 to 5 inches. A couple of them are a little bit bigger than that. And they like to hang out, a lot of them, way up high in the tippy tops of trees. We always say when we're out looking at warblers that we're getting warbler neck because you're just doing this, you know. And these are birds that you really kind of need a pair of binoculars to see. And a field guide to help you tell the difference. Like I said, they've all got yellow somewhere on them, and some people might think, oh, this is really overwhelming, they all look the same. You know, but what you do is, you know, so you see a little bird, a little yellow bird up in a tree, it's got a little thin bill. You can assume pretty accurately that it's probably a warbler. There are a few other options, but probably a warbler. Take note of where those field marks are. Where does it have black? Does it have a mask on its face? Does it have a black toupee? This little guy right here is called a Wilson's warbler. He's got a little black spot right on top of his head. It looks like he's wearing hair.
I like this one right here.
Yeah, this is the Blackburnian warbler. We just saw one of these this morning at the Game and Fish office.
Yellow on his chest.
Yeah, and they actually turn really, really orange. This is probably a young male. And that's another thing with the warblers. The males are much brighter.
You can get that confused with a sparrow at the markets.
You might. Sparrows are a good bit bigger, and sparrows have a much heavier bill because they're seed eaters. These guys have this really, really thin, lightweight bill because they're insectivorous. So they just eat bugs.
And who or what?
Insectivorous. They just eat bugs. So, and these guys, you know, they're not ones that you're likely to find in your backyard if you live in a subdivision without many trees or greenery around. They like to have cover.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. You may have answered it with the yellow, but what makes a warbler a warbler?
That's a great question, and that's kind of, you can ask that about any bird. We always tell people when you're looking at birds, when you're learning, look at the silhouette. These are pretty slender little birds, like I said, about 4 to 6 inches long with that little slender bill. They don't all have yellow on them, so that's not like a giveaway. You know, if it has yellow, it's automatically a warbler. That's not quite accurate.
Might be a finch.
It takes practice, basically. I mean, it just takes practice. If you think it's a warbler, it very well might be. Look in your book.
Has something to do with the sound it makes?
No, every bird has its own song. These guys do have, you know, everybody's got their own little song there, and it really is just a matter of knowing your bird groups: sparrow versus dove versus wading bird versus shorebird. So,
all right. Thanks so much, Sarah.
You're welcome. This was great.
That's going to do it for the C Block and Bird of the Week. We'll be right back.